What if you sold your home but didn't have to move out right away? Or on the flip side, what if you bought a house and couldn't move in immediately? Well, that's where a rent back agreement comes into play, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about here today. But before we dive in, thanks for tuning into a 2-Minute Tuesday. I'm Alex, and I hop on here each week to explain real estate terms in plain English. Now, if that's something that you think you'll benefit from, go ahead and subscribe below. When you subscribe to this channel, you're signing up for long-term value, weekly videos that break down real estate terms, practical tips for both buyers and sellers, and features on the lifestyle side of real estate decisions. Now, the whole purpose of this series is to educate you so you can make more informed choices, not rushed ones when big decisions are on the line. Now, as I mentioned earlier today, we're going to be talking about rent back agreements, what they are, why they're used, and what you should watch out for. So, what are these things? Well, simply put, a rent back agreement allows the seller to remain in the home after closing for a set period of time. Now, during that time, the seller pays rent to the new owner. So, ownership transfers to the buyer, but possession, well, that's the delayed. Now, why are rent backs used? Well, most often rent backs help sellers bridge a time gap. Maybe they're waiting for their next home to close, or perhaps finishing up a new build, or coordinating a long distance move. So instead of rushing, rent back gives them a little bit of breathing room. Now, buyers will sometimes agree because it strengthens up their offer. In competitive markets, flexibility can be just as valuable as price. So a rent back can be one detail that sets the offer apart from all the other noise out there. And I know what you're thinking here. Who benefits from a rent back? Well, technically, both sides do. Sellers benefit because the flexibility and reduced stress during a move. Buyers can benefit from winning the deal or negotiating favorable terms in exchange for allowing the rent back. Heck, even investors might find rent backs useful when immediate occupancy isn't critical. But here are some important pitfalls to understand. Once the sale closes, the buyer becomes the landlord, even if only temporarily. That means liability, insurance considerations, and potential wear and tear on the property. Clear terms, need I say, are critical here. This means outlining the rent amount, the length of stay, security deposit, utilities, what happens if the seller doesn't move out on time. And as with anything in real estate, rent backs should always be documented properly and aligned with the local laws and lender guidelines. Now, here's the insight most people miss. A rent back agreement isn't just a convenience, it's a negotiating tool. When structured correctly, it can create a win-win outcomes and be that added tool that you needed to get the deal done. When rushed or poorly defined, well, it can create tension and a risk. The key, of course, balance. Buyers need protection, sellers need clarity, and both sides need expectations clearly spelled out before closing. Now, if you do that, well, heck, a rent back agreement can be the added layer to the transaction that makes it a win-win for both parties. With that, friends, well, you now have a better understanding of a rent back agreement. Thanks as always for tuning in to 2-Minute Tuesday. If this breakdown was helpful to you, well, please consider subscribing to the channel for weekly real estate insights that add long-term value to your buying, selling, and investing decisions. And as always, talk to your realtor about whether a rent back agreement makes sense for your specific situation. And if you happen to be in California, looking to buy or sell, or just had questions on real estate in general, I'm a real estate agent right here in Orange County. Feel free to reach out to me. All my information is down below. But with that said, friends, I'm going to be shutting off the cameras, and I will see you in the next video.